Have you ever wondered what truly drives people, or how power dynamics shape our world? Imagine a book that distills centuries of human ambition and strategy into 48 stark principles. This is The 48 Laws of Power, a work that boldly lays out rules gleaned from thinkers like Machiavelli and Sun Tzu. Whether you admire these ideas or find them unsettling, you'll recognize their application throughout history and in everyday life. These laws captivate anyone curious about gaining, understanding, or even resisting control and dominance. The book itself is incredibly direct. Each of the 48 laws gets its own dedicated chapter, starting with a brief introduction and a clear explanation. Then, historical examples illustrate the consequences of either following or violating the rule. Author Robert Greene concludes each chapter with his insightful personal commentary, illuminating the law with exceptional clarity. However, the 48 Laws of Power is not without its critics. Many label it unethical, and Robert Greene himself has been called the Machiavelli of our time. While it certainly challenges traditional views of right and wrong, the book doesn't portray human actions as purely black or white. In truth, most of these laws can be wielded for either good or ill, entirely depending on the reader's intent. And for the record, I must disclaim any endorsement of using these principles for malevolent purposes. Regardless of how you feel about applying its lessons, the book undeniably offers profound insights into human relationships and the nature of power. Let's explore some of these powerful laws. Law 1. Never outshine the master. Ensure your superiors always feel secure in their position, never threatened by your talents. Instead, make them appear even greater than they are, and watch your own ascent. Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use your enemies. Be wary of friends. Envy can make them the first to betray you, and familiarity can breed disloyalty. An ex-enemy, however, often works harder to prove their worth and loyalty. Remember, harm from a friend can be far more dangerous than that from a foe. And sometimes you might even need to create an enemy. Law 3. Conceal your intentions. Keep your true plans and actions hidden to confuse and disorient those around you. This prevents others from plotting or preparing against you, leaving them in the dark. By the time they realize your true aims, it will be too late for them to interfere. Law 4. Always say less than necessary. Excessive talk can diminish your prestige and make you seem less decisive. Even trivial words gain dignity and influence when they are vague and open to multiple interpretations. Powerful individuals command respect through brevity. As the more one speaks, the greater the risk of uttering something insignificant. Law 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. A strong reputation alone can intimidate enemies and lead you to victory without a single battle. Its downfall, however, leaves you vulnerable to attack from all sides. Therefore, learn to fiercely defend your own reputation and subtly create cracks in your rival's public image. Law 6. Court attention at all costs. People often judge by appearances and disregard what they cannot see. Don't fade into the background. Instead, make sure to stand out and differentiate yourself. Attract attention through status, vitality, or an air of mystery, ensuring you are never lost in the indistinct crowd. Law 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Leverage the wisdom, knowledge, and effort of others to achieve your goals. This not only conserves your own valuable time and energy, but also imbues your accomplishments with an aura of wonder. Others will quickly forget who helped you, leaving the credit entirely yours. Law 8. Make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. When you compel others to come to you, you gain significant control over them. Even better, entice your opponents to join your side, causing them to abandon their own plans. Lure them with the gains they can achieve, then impose your own conditions. Law 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. Victories won through argument are often illusions. The resentment and ill will you leave behind are far more potent. True power lies in others agreeing with you without a single word being spoken. Simply demonstrate. The misery of others can be contagious and ultimately destroy you. While it might seem that the unfortunate need help, they are often dragging themselves and anyone close into disaster. Stay away from them. Instead, associate with the fortunate and happy, allowing their good luck to transfer to you. Law 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you. To maintain your freedom and standing among people, you must make them reliant on you. They need you to achieve their happiness or goals. But never let them learn how to do without you entirely. Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Win the loyalty of key individuals or neutralize hostility through strategic kindness and generosity. A single act of benevolence can atone for many past transgressions in the eyes of others. Such displays open even the most suspicious hearts, allowing you to manipulate them as you wish. A well-timed gift can be as powerful as the Trojan horse. Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. If you need assistance, don't remind people of past favors you've done for them. This often makes them evasive. Instead, show them clearly how fulfilling your request will directly benefit them. Focus your words on these advantages, and you'll find them eager to cooperate. Law 14. Pose as a friend, work as a spy. It's crucial to uncover your rival's secrets to gain an advantage. Assign spies to gather intelligence, or better yet, engage in espionage yourself. By appearing friendly, you can access information others would never reveal. Law 15. Crush your enemy totally. Throughout history, leaders have learned the hard way that enemies must be completely vanquished. Even the smallest glowing ember can reignite a fire. Therefore, you must utterly crush your adversaries, both physically and morally, leaving no room for their return. Law 16. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Things that are widely available tend to decrease in value. The more you appear and speak, the less your status and prestige may become. Once a good opinion of you has formed within a group, withdraw. This will make them talk about you more, admire you further, and ensure you know when to be absent. Law 17. Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. People are creatures of habit and prefer familiarity, as it gives them a sense of control. Therefore, confuse and obscure your intentions with sudden, seemingly incomprehensible actions. This will exhaust their attempts to interpret your moves and instill fear in them. Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. While the world is indeed dangerous and self-protection is vital, fortifying yourself through isolation often creates more risks than it prevents. It hampers your access to valuable information and makes you an easy, isolated target for attacks. Law 19. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. The world is filled with diverse personalities. Don't assume everyone will react to your strategies in the same way. Some people, if deceived or manipulated, will relentlessly seek revenge for the rest of their lives. Choose your targets carefully, lest you stir a nest of vipers. Law 20. Do not commit to anyone. Only fools rush to pledge loyalty or take sides. Be loyal only to yourself and avoid committing to support any single party. Maintaining your independence makes you dominant over others. By inciting conflict among them, you compel them to seek your crucial support and backing. They will never suspect or anticipate your secret plans. Law 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. When you are the weaker party, do not fight out of pride. Instead, strategically choose to surrender. Wait until your enemy weakens, and never give them the satisfaction of utterly defeating and crushing you. Law 23. Concentrate your forces. Conserve your strength, time, and energy by focusing them on concentrated, impactful strikes. One valuable master is better than many small connections. Through focused power, you can overcome sheer numbers. If seeking a patron, find one who can benefit you most and for the longest time, rather than scattering yourself among several minor ones and feigning submission to superiors, while subtly imposing their own power on others with grace and subtlety. Law 25. Recreate yourself. Don't passively accept the role society assigns you. Instead, forge a new identity that attracts power and admiration. Ensure your audience never tires of you, and actively control your image in the eyes of others. Use theatrical flair in your speech and movements. This will elevate your power, making you seem less like an ordinary person and more like a legend. Law 26. Keep your hands clean. You must always project an image of refinement and competence. Ensure your public reputation remains untainted by mistakes or disgraceful actions. Learn to hide your involvement by making others your scapegoats and cat's paws. Law 27. Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. Humans possess an irresistible desire to believe in something. Position yourself as an inspiring symbol for their hopes and pride. Offer them a cause worth sacrificing for, and present ideas that stir enthusiasm with suggestive, not definitive words. Let passion and poetry triumph over logic and realism. Law 28. Enter action with boldness. Never embark on a course of action without confidence in the outcome. Doubt, hesitation, weakness of will, and surrendering to fear will inevitably destroy you. Remember, everyone respects the brave and self-confident. No one honors a coward. Law 29. Plan all the way to the end. All endeavors are judged by their conclusions. You must meticulously plan the entire path to your desired outcome, anticipating all obstacles, impediments, and strokes of fate that might divert glory from you. Planning to the end prevents exhaustion from constant deliberation, guides you through events, and ensures you always steer towards the greatest power and glory. Law 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Your achievements should appear spontaneous and born of natural talent. Conceal all the toil, training, and strategic maneuvering you invested to reach your goals. Let others see you overcome difficulties with ease, as if you could effortlessly do much more. Och. Law 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. The most effective ways to influence people are those that seemingly offer them freedom of choice, while in reality, you are orchestrating their every move. Limit their choices to alternatives that all serve your interests, or place them between the horns of a dilemma, forcing them to pick the lesser of two evils. You'll be surprised how their feeling of free choice makes them accept things they would otherwise strongly reject. Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. Most people prefer to ignore painful and ugly facts and realities. They flock in droves to those who create poetry and fantasy for them, seeing it as an oasis. Learn to stir people's hopes and dreams, and you will gain immense power. Law 33. Discover each man's thumbscrew. Every person has a weakness, a breach in their protective armor. This often takes the form of an insatiable desire or a hidden pleasure. Once you uncover a person's weakness, you can exploit it to your advantage. Law 34. Be royal in your own fashion. Act like a king to be treated like one. The status you project for yourself is the status people will grant you. Therefore, carry yourself with the dignity and grandeur of a king, compelling people to look at you with awe and respect. Elevate your actions so others perceive you as destined for greatness. Law 35. Master the art of timing. Never appear rushed or hurried. This suggests recklessness and an inability to control your emotions or the flow of events. Always be patient and deliberate, conveying confidence that things will ultimately fall into your hands. Like a confident hunter, awaiting the opportune moment, sense the events, retreat when the time isn't right, and strike powerfully, without hesitation, when the moment arrives. Law 36. Disdain things you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Giving attention to a trivial problem highlights it and gives it importance. Also, defining the size of your enemy by the effort you put into correcting it. Let things resolve themselves. If you desire something unobtainable, display disdain for it. Your status will increase with the loftiness you exhibit. Law 37. Create compelling spectacles. Using dazzle and symbolism in your appearance and performance creates an aura of power that captivates everyone. Cultivate a celebratory atmosphere around yourself, filled with elements that command attention and highlight your presence. Their awe will blind them to the true nature of your power moves. Law 38. Think as you like, but behave like others, openly deviating from the norm in actions and words, or promoting novel and strange ideas, makes people feel you disdain them and consider yourself superior. This prompts them to seek ways to destroy you. The safe approach is to blend in, showing respect for traditions, and only revealing your most liberated ideas to close friends who appreciate your genius. Law 39. Stir up waters to catch fish. Anger and emotional outbursts are serious strategic errors that diminish your status. You must always maintain composure and objectivity. However, you should aim to provoke your enemy into anger while you retain your own calm and dignity. Law 40. Despise the free lunch. Be wary of anything offered to you for free. It could be a means to deceive, embarrass, or morally obligate you. Therefore, you must pay the price for everything you deem valuable. As the proverb says, when you don't pay for the goods, know that you are the goods. 41. Avoid stepping into a great man's shoes. People respect the original and often despise the copy. If you are a successor or child of a great person, you will need to exert double their effort. Otherwise, your own image risks being lost in their shadow. 42. Strike the shepherd, and the sheep will scatter. Behind most major disturbances, you'll find a single resentful and arrogant individual who can infect others with their grudges. If left unchecked, they will spread darkness. Don't wait for it to spread. Don't try to win over or appease this person. Isolate them from the others. 43. Do not take people by coercion, but by ingratiation and persuasion. Tyranny and oppression will always lead to your downfall in the end. Learn instead to lure others into doing what you want. Those you tempt with seduction will remain loyal followers. Law 44. Disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. Mirrors reflect reality but can also distort it, making them brilliant tools for cunning and deception. The mirror strategy involves mimicking others' actions to confuse, intimidate, or make them lose balanced thinking. Alternatively, you can charm them by making them feel deeply understood, or teach them a lesson by making them experience the consequences of their own actions. Law 45. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. In theory, we all understand the necessity of innovation, yet in reality and our daily lives, we cling strongly to what we're accustomed to. Imposing too much change too quickly shocks people and can drive them to rebellion. Law 46. Never appear too perfect. It's dangerous for those around you to perceive you as superior and flawless. Even more perilous is to appear devoid of any weaknesses. It's better to display a minor flaw that doesn't harm your character or status. This wards off envy and helps others see you as human with imperfections like their own. Law 47. Do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop. Learn to curb your enthusiasm during victory. Moments of triumph are often the most dangerous, as the excitement can lead to arrogance and overconfidence. This might cause you to exceed your original goal, creating many new enemies you cannot possibly defeat. Law 48. Always adapt to events and do not crystallize into a fixed pattern. Rigidity in your approach allows enemies to anticipate your moves and read your plans, making their attacks easier. Plan everything in advance for clarity, but remain flexible and adaptable to events so your enemies can't fully understand your actions. Reality is uncertain and rules change. So the best protection is to evolve with changing circumstances, never freezing into a single mold. Whether you choose to embrace these laws or merely understand them, the insights they offer into human nature are undeniably profound. They prompt us to look deeper at the dynamics of control, influence, and ambition that shape our world.